Okay, today on Talking Point, I'll be receiving Reverend Dr. Bay Christian, a civil society actor based in Limbe, and we'll be discussing on the recent declaration made by the governor of the Southwest region, Okalia Bilai, where he called on the population to terrorize terrorists in that part of the country. This comes after the separatist imposed lockdown, which is expected to begin today in prelude of the 1st of October Independence Day celebration. Good evening to you, Reverend Dr. Bay Christian. You are currently in Limbe in the Southwest region. Are you aware of the ghost town imposed by separatist fighters, and is it being respected by the population?
Yes, the separatists, they have imposed ghost towns, and all this while since 2016 when this crisis started, we have seen a lot of ghost towns, lockdowns from, given by the separatist fighters and the poor, independent fighters, and it's being respected by the population because, as they said in Englishman, is English is the basic in his language, that when two elephants are fighting, the grass suffer. The population are suffering because of what is happening. The armed conflict that is going on between the government forces and the ambas or the non-state government of forces are on conflicts, and this conflict has been going on since 2016. And people have been suffering, because of this for several decades. We are expecting that the government should come in and do something. And the government is also playing for time. So most often than not, the separatists will impose ghost towns on the people of the southern Cameroon, north and southwest, and people have to accept or align with it because of the devastating effects that some of them even have or they go through this issue of ghost towns. You have seen towns that people have been beaten, people have been put several type of challenges that they go through because sometimes they want to respect ghost towns, they don't want to respect ghost towns, and the separatist party want to reinforce their authority and the ghost town that they have implemented. And that's so far you see that people are forced, to align with this ghost town. If you look at the north and southwest, especially on the day of Mondays, you can tell the story to yourself. Most space shops are closed, people are stay at home, everybody want to have security of itself because we look at it at the situation we find on the ground, government forces cannot give security. They themselves sometimes they are afraid of what is even going on. And how can we depend on the government forces when they themselves cannot give security for the populations?
But then, is it possible for the population of the Southwest region to terrorize the terrorists as demanded by Governor Okalia Bilai of the Southwest region?
Very impossible for Mr. Journalist, for the population to defy, to accept and to align with the word of the governor, to terrorize. How can the population terrorize a terrorist with a gun on their hand? These guys have weapons, they have, weapons, they have all means. They are ghost guys. They come to town without even knowing. They do the things they want to do. They have the seat in the strongholds. They have plans on what to do and what not to do. And the population are there going about doing their businesses, and you are telling the population to terrorize. We have people who have been trained. The military personnel have been trained. They have the weapons. They have the money. They have the resources. They have the intelligence, to fresh out these guys wherever they are and to make sure that these guys are being held to the book. So there's no need to tell the population. The population are people, just barely people with the very evil hands. They don't know. That's why they cannot have guns. They don't know how to use guns. These guys, they use weapons, different weapons, knives, guns, other means, to make sure that they execute what they want to execute. So to tell you that the population will go out there to fight or to terrorize the terrorists, I think that it is not. The armed forces are supposed to. The governor is even ashamed to see such a situation. What kind of a statement like that? Instead, they should retain the military, the gendarme, the police, the army, to make sure that they face this guy from the population and deal with them. Not going to tell the population to go and terrorize, the ambas. Do they know them? And that is the one of the irony. There's a double standard with the government, some government officials. They will tell you that the ambas are saying, we don't know them, people don't know them. So the government have the intelligence, the military have the intelligence to seek those guys, to know how can push those guys and deal with them. Not telling the population to go out there to terrorize these guys. The population don't have the intelligence it has, they don't have the training that it has, that the military have to go about to terrorize the population. It's not good for such a man, a statesman, a number one statesman in the region to be saying such a thing. It is not good. It's showing that, it's just an indication to show that they are, unquote, they are failing in being a lasting solution to this problem.
We clearly saw what happened recently in Muya and Mao 16, all in Boya, chieftain of the southwest region. People got killed for violating the ghost town. Now, the same governor of the same region is calling on the population to brave the odds. Shouldn't that decision be considered as inhumane?
It takes to go and fight, a separatist, someone who have guns, someone who have his own intelligence, someone who have his own control, of what of his activity that is carrying. It is very inhuman. Because, for example, look what happened in Munya. The separatists, they wanted to impose and to enforce their ghost town. They came in the broad daylight, not in the night, and they terrorized the people for hours. The people ran into the stronghold, hide themselves, and the government forces also themselves in Munya. We saw videos how the government forces, the station in Munya, they locked themselves inside, and then even the army that were around, they went and hid themselves. It's a shameful situation, a scenario to see for our own forces. They went and hid themselves, and then after 1 hour, 2 hours after the people, the guys have displayed themselves, and then they left bunkers, cars, people were born in the car, and then they left and they started going people on ground that they are doing a Kale Kale. They have been used to the issue of Kale Kale, and it's not working. Because instead to search, to use their intelligence to seek and find the struggle of those of separatist fighters, they are then busily, inhumaning the population. It's about terrorizing the population. That's inhuman. That's very inhuman. That action is not good. I'm not seeing a world where war is going on, conflict is going on, and then the government is telling the population to go with their bare hand to go and fight the terrorists. I'm not seeing it. It's a inhuman act, and the authority being should know that that is not something that the international community will take it lightly. To see that a governor of a region is encouraging the population with bare hands to go and fight it. Look at it very well. It's even in war international stage. It is a war crime for you to shoot somebody who's an armless person, and it's uncalled for to see someone without an arm to go and fight someone with an arm. So if it's international law, if you shoot somebody without carrying arms, it's an international crime. Why